Helen Reddy is here, looking even lovelier in person, and you won the Grammy for I Am Woman, and I think everybody knows that. So can we just review some of your back? You are from Australia, and you're from a show business family.
Correct.
Your mother, your dad, everybody?
Yes, my grandparents.
Were you born in a trunk? Was it like that?
No, but I used to sleep on one.
Really? You actually did walk out there at age 4, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if that, I imagine that if you're 4 years old and you get that kind of approval or attention, when all of that energy is focused on you, I wonder if it is infectious. I mean, who can walk away from it after that childhood experience? Was it that way with you, or were you a reluctant show business person?
I went through a period of being reluctant, I would say, during the teenage years where one is naturally rebellious.
Yeah.
I didn't want show business because that was what my parents wanted for me. But it reached a point where I had to earn a living, and there wasn't anything else I could do. I'm terribly untalented otherwise.
So I guess when you were, it's tough enough to be a teenager, but you had the conflict of having to go on the road and actually sing for your supper at that age, huh? And were you in love with the guy next door at the time, or was it?
Well, yes, I was in love. I was in love with a local boy, and I didn't want to be on the road. I wanted to be back home with him.
You nevertheless accommodated your family wishes, huh?
Well, at that age, you have no option.
Yeah.
I was 15, you know.
Was your father a singer, or how did it...
My father was a comic, writer, producer.
Yeah.
My mother was a singer, actress, comedian.
And you came to the United States after winning a talent contest. It wasn't, however, like Queen for a Day. I mean, there were problems. Did the check bounce? I guess not, but... Well,
no, not quite. It was, the first prize was supposed to be 400 Australian dollars, a trip to New York, and a recording contract and everything over here. I got 350 American dollars, which was considerably less. I came to New York, and somebody from the record company took me to lunch and said, do you have a nice time while you're here, dear, and don't forget to give us a call before you leave to go back.
Wow. Were you alone?
Well, I had my 3-year-old daughter.
Wonderful.
There was just the two of us. And I had $230, which was all I had in the world, and everything in 2 suitcases. And I had waited 8 years for a chance to get to America, so I was not about to go back.
And you made it. Is that the origin of You and Me Against the World? You and your daughter?
I didn't write You and Me Against the World. Paul Williams wrote You and Me Against the World. But I would say that had something to do with I Am Woman. That was the seed that started growing then.
You were how old when you were sitting there at the automat with your daughter? Was your daughter?
Oh, I was, well, younger than I am now, Phil.
That wasn't an attempt to be tricky, honestly. And you had ambition, though, did you? I mean, you had lost this reluctant show business that you had when you were 15. Well,
when you don't have any money, you need ambition, you see. It comes with the territory, I think.
Yeah.
It seems to me that over the years since I Am Woman, that I don't know if it's just me, but that your image has softened, that it was a little more cut and dried then, and I don't know, all your album covers are so sexy and you look so beautiful. And I don't remember you being quite this feminine, I guess I should say, at first.
Well, I think the idea itself has become much more acceptable. It was rather a radical idea 8 years ago. And I just think times have changed in general. I'm also a little older. One tends to mellow as one gets older.
We should all mellow like that, huh? Yes, ma'am.
I'm wondering how you feel. I had an experience this weekend seeing Emma Jean Coca for the first time, and I thought of her as...
in person?
In person, yeah. And I just thought that I should just run up and say, hi, Emma Jean, like she should know me. And I hear your records all the time and see you on TV and in the movies. And how do you deal with the intimacy that people feel towards you when they're total strangers?
Well, it can be strange. You know, it's nice to have people come up and be friendly, but you also will have somebody come up and say something that they wouldn't say to their best friend. I've had women come up and say, oh, I hated that dress you wore last night. But you know, and then I think to myself, well, she's been sitting there in her rollers and her bathrobe watching me, and she thinks I can see her like that, so, you know, that's the relationship, I guess.
You were on the road
at a very young age. What about your children? Are you going to push them into it, or are you going to... Are
Push them
they
into show business?
Yeah.
Would they like to take
Well,
after their mom?
my eldest child, my daughter, is 16, and she's working at the moment in a scuba diving tank with stingrays and sharks and dolphins and things, so I don't think she's going to go into show business.
Oh, I thought maybe she was filming a repeat of SeaWorld or something.